everyone, I'm online with David Andrews today. David, I'll get you to introduce yourself.
Hi guys, so you would have seen that I've now teamed up with Leslie, and from the April update I discovered Dave on this morning in 2017, and I was literally, I think, hooked from day one. And he had predicted the Beast from the East in 2018. And then when he got that right, I was like, wow, I actually started to believe in this guy. And then kept in touch, introduced myself by email, and was quite privileged to actually be on Dave's last walk with Leslie.
Yeah, that was really lovely. It felt like such a continuity thing, didn't it? That you're on the last walk, and then, I'm so busy. So for people that don't know me, I've got 3 kids, plus usually at least one of each of their friends around. So I've got a house full of kids. I'm a foster carer. I have a job. I work for a pharmaceutical company. David also has a job. We obviously do the weather stuff. I'm writing a book that I never talk about. I'm writing a kid's book, and that's got to quite serious stages. And until really recently, I was my nan's main carer as well. So I think I've just been losing my marbles a little bit, trying to keep on top of everything. And then I was like, David, you're on the last walk, so it seems natural to me that you should just do this with me from now on. And bless him, he agreed. And talk about a baptism of fire, because in March, my dear nan died, who's like a mum to me. I didn't grow up with my mum, so she really was a step-in mum. And so I spent the first week of March next to my nan in her hospice and said our goodbyes. The second week of March, obviously I was just caring for all the stuff that needed to be done, so funeral arrangements and whatever. The third week of March, I was like, right, I've got to get back to work. So it's just an absolute whirlwind trying to catch up with everything I'd missed the following 2 weeks. And the fourth week of March, so I'm a qualified florist. So I was doing all the florist flowers and everything for the funeral and the funeral itself. So I was like, yeah, David, I know you've only been with us for a few days, but I kind of need you to take over March. And what a cracking job you did. Thank you so much for stepping in.
Yeah, no, like you said, talk about a baptism of fire.
Yeah, literally. I can't believe you actually pulled it all off. Amazing. I'm so impressed. You're a brilliant teammate already. So that is an introduction to David, and I am extremely grateful to have him on board. And so I guess the big thing, and so that's why there was no podcast, by the way, in March, because I was just like, do you know what? I can't give that to David as well. That is not fair. So he took ownership of everything else, so we're very grateful for that. But we're back in business now. Talk about a long bloody winter, though. The start of the winter, David dies. The end of the winter, my nan dies. It certainly was a long, gloomy winter for me, I tell you. And actually, Scotland had a great winter for snow, we were just saying. It's been a bit odd this end of the country, but Scotland's had a brilliant winter, haven't they?
Oh God, yes. Yeah. Scotland have had it all. And even, to be honest, parts of Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham, and
just us.
I mean, to be honest as well with everyone, there was a bit of a vital clue that was actually missed. Round about, unfortunately, when Dave passed away.
David and I do review all of our work, and we were reviewing sort of what happened this last winter. And so I've got a big master file of all the wind day analysis and breakdowns and stuff. But the last vital wind day, that November day, that was the same day David come to say goodbye to me, because he knew he was on his way out. So I think we were massively distracted by emotions and stuff that day, because when me and David were reviewing that wind day, we were actually the clues were already there. So yeah, bit of a learning curve there. But we are human. Mistakes will happen from time to time. What can you do?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so, and that was obviously the same day Dave that made that really emotional YouTube video saying goodbye to everyone, and I just think our heads weren't quite in the game that day. But onwards and upwards, that is all behind us. But yeah, I am jealous of Scotland. They got the winter I was supposed to have. But yeah, thinking about, obviously I wasn't really doing many of the observations in March because I was so distracted with my nan. But it was windy at the beginning of March, and they do say a windy March and a rainy April brings a beautiful May, so that is something to bear in mind. There was a lot of fogs in February and March, which usually indicates frosts in May. And then something else I was thinking about was, like, we had quite a bit of thunder in February, which can also be a bit of a signifier for a summer wonder, which is a bit more hopeful. So off the top of my head, I'm kind of thinking that April's going to... No, it's beautiful today. I think April's going to get kind of rainy quite soon. Are you on the same page as me with that, David?
Yeah, April's still going to give some pretty cold snaps as well.
Yeah, I think you're right, because of that wind direction.
I mean, I'm here today in Kent, and it was at 6 a.m. yesterday morning, there's frost on the ground.
Absolutely.
And then today it's pushing 17 degrees.
Yeah.
So we are going to be having... April's going to be a lot of days where we will see all of our seasons in one day.
I think that's exactly right. I think we are going to have plenty of rain as it goes on because we need to get all the bits and bobs going for harvest. I think we're going to... So the wind direction on the 21st of March was a cold wind for most of us, wasn't it? And where it wasn't a cold wind, it was westerly, which would clash with the cold wind perfectly. So actually, I think we're going to have quite a chilly, frosty April and even May. I wouldn't be putting out any plants until not till after the Ice Maidens this year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah. And so I think... Yeah, it's kind of fair now. And actually, I think the first couple of weeks of May has the potential to be beautiful. I think we'll end on a bit more of a rainy note. There was an Easter saw about that as well, wasn't there? That basically said it's going to be wet on the 25th. So, I think we'll definitely have a wet end to May. I think the beginning of May will be beautiful. I think it'll be the opposite in June. I think it'll be... Oh, and I definitely cannot stress enough, I still think we're going to have frosts and stuff in May. But I think once we pass the Ice Maidens, we'll go to a much warmer, damper, and quite humid type setup. I think we'll start June relatively showerish, but I think the end of June will be beautiful, the last 2 weeks. And obviously then we're really getting into summer forecast territory. And I think summer's going to be beautiful, actually. I think it will be sunny, damp and humid. I think we're going to have a really lovely summer this year.
Yeah, summer's going to definitely be a grower's season.
You know, I think...
There'll be lots of fruits, lots of berries.
Yeah. I mean, the fruit and nuts, I mean, the harvest should be amazing by the looks of it. I've not been out on my walk this morning yet, but I went yesterday. Well, I think I sent you some pictures, didn't I? Like, crazy amounts of every type of fruit you can describe. Nut catkins everywhere. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful harvest this year, I think.
Yeah, and guys, talking of walks, me and Leslie will be going... back to Dave's hometown.
Yes.
And we will be continuing country walks.
Definitely.
I'm going to be quite intrigued at how it looks, because if you think about it, we've not been there since September.
Yeah. And this is a great time of year for that walk. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be looking at what gulls potentially could be appearing.
Yeah, it might be a little bit early for gulls. You might be able to see the very beginnings, but I feel like June onwards is really where they become really evident. But it's a beautiful time to see everything going on. I think April was my favourite time of year to go to Kent and see... I mean, they say April and May hold the keys to the whole year, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, and someone on our Facebook groups already had the cuckoo flower pop up, so the cuckoo should be here anytime soon, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's a sign of warmer things to come.
Yeah, definitely. So just got to get past those Ice Maidens, so cannot stress that enough. We'll be getting the summer forecast out over the next few weeks, I would think. I'd like it to be up by about mid-April, really, so we'll get focused on that. But I think, really, the highlight reel is that our summer forecast will be... very nice. A grower's, what did you say? A grower's summer is what you said.
A grower's summer.
Yeah, lovely. It'll be just right. It'll be sunny. There'll be showers. I think there is going to be a tendency for thunderstorms. I think it's going to be quite humid. But I'm really excited. This year, I think, we have slightly different views, of course, because we're both separate humans with separate brains. But this year so far has reminded me a bit of 2020. Do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, we can all relate to 2020 lockdown.
Yeah. Beautiful April, wasn't it?
Yeah, an amazing April.
So at the moment, so far here, it's been amazing. But of course, it's only the 7th today. So there's a way to go. And I think it should get rainier, but probably only showery rather than hardcore rain. What are your thoughts with that?
Yeah, it'd be, I think, what did Dave used to call it?
Spits and farts.
Spits and farts,
yeah.
Oh, I think it'd be one of them kind of summers.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. So, yeah, I'm glad to have introduced David to you all. We are a team, and in this thing, 50-50, David King was retired and he gave his whole life to this project, but bless his heart, that's amazing, but I'm just not in that position to do it alone. So I'm really grateful to have you on board, David.
I think that's something Leslie and I have both come to realise, how much time Dave could really give it, and how much stuff he held in his head.
Yeah, quite incredible, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was always 180 days ahead of the game.
Absolutely. I think we're basically getting there. I think we're getting better, and I think it's going to be easier going forward because now we've got 2 eyes on this project. 4, technically, but you know what I mean.
we love to hear from everyone as well.
Yes.
What is it actually doing in your area on a particular day? Share it.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like the Facebook group's great for this. I think the Facebook group is so active and I'm always so grateful to hear from everyone and see their photos. So, join the Facebook group. All you have to do is send us an email and we'll let you in. It's free to join right now. It might not always be, so I would get in there. So just get involved. It's a community project and we all do it to honour Dave's great legacy. So, and then I guess my kind of final thoughts for April were yes, it holds the keys to the whole year, but also after such a long, gloomy winter, I think it just gives you the opportunity to watch all the flowers come out and bloom and just take a breath, just take a moment to enjoy the fact that hopefully the worst of winter is behind us.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of our next Country Signs walk, we will get that in the diary very soon. Business will resume as usual, but thank you so much for everyone's patience with what with Dave dying and then my nan dying. It's just taking a little time to get it all running like this well-oiled machine like me and David had it for so long. Now I've got David on board, we will get back on track. It's funny you're called David as well, isn't it? I'm going to confuse people. So you prefer being called crazy. Dave or David? What's your preference?
So I do prefer David.
David.
So he will be forever Dave.
He will be forever Dave, right. So that is a good distinction to make. Yeah. So I, from this point forward, refer to David King as Dave and David Andrews as David.
That definitely works.
Excellent. All right, well, I think we'll call it a wrap this month. Thanks for tuning in. And, we'll be back at the beginning of May with new thoughts for you. Bye.